When I teach diversity and inclusion, I always ask students, what do you see when you see me? I do it as an opportunity to gauge the trust in the room. If no one says they see a black woman, I know I've got to work harder to get them to trust me to open up and engage in conversation. So that's why I ask, what do you see when you see me? I got the idea to talk about inclusion in the meeting world because I've been to several conferences over the years. And I've had experiences where I felt like I didn't belong, not so included. And I know the meeting planners and everybody, the team, they put in a lot of work to make sure that it's a great event. But if you don't consider diversity and inclusion in your planning, in the delivery, you're missing out on an opportunity to have a competitive advantage. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I want to share some of those experiences. How do you decide where to sit? What if the whole back row is already taken like it is this morning, right? No one wants to sit up front. How do you decide which table you want to go and sit at? I think that you all know what we mean when we say diversity and when we say inclusion, but I think we all have to work hard to ensure that we are intentionally inclusive, and there are lots of opportunities. The reason I brought up my daughter in preschool was because I wasn't thinking inclusion when I went to preschool, but it just hits you in the face. You're not thinking about it, but it just happens. Each and every one of us have an opportunity to be consciously inclusive. When I think personally of inclusion, I think of being welcome, feeling a part of. Because what happens when I feel included? Any ideas? What happens when you feel like you're a part of something? Exactly, you contribute more of yourself, right? Anybody ever be a part of something and they don't feel included, or let's say it's a meeting and you voiced your opinion, it was shot down, and so you pull back and you're there, but you're not contributing because you don't feel welcome. Thank you for your participation. You guys are a tough crowd early in the morning. I hope that, thank you. I hope that you have learned something this morning, or I hope that it's like a car. Anybody go to buy a car, and as soon as you test drive it, you never saw it before, but all of a sudden now, everywhere you go, you see, in my case, I love Range Rover. I see a white Range Rover everywhere I go. Anybody ever have that experience? As soon as you put it in your line of sight? Well, that's what I want this morning to be for you. We have this great conversation around inclusion, and now all of a sudden you're looking at things differently and what you could do differently. That's my hope for you this morning. It has been my pleasure to be here connecting with you, and thank you for being an engaged audience. I hope that you've had some fun, at least, and that you learned something. Thank you so much.
I have to say that today's speaker was amazing. She absolutely opened my eyes. I come from a completely different culture. We never have problems like this, so it opened my eyes. I am grateful, and now I'll think about it more when I organize my congresses and when I organize my meetings, and I will try to make everybody welcome.
I found Simone's talk to be extremely educational. I learned a lot about how to bring more diversity into my events and make people feel included. And I found it extremely, extremely interesting, and it will definitely increase the awareness and the intensity of my events.